Hello and welcome back to the channel. After finishing our visit to the Dolomites, we continue our journey through the Italian Alps and dive into discovering the lesser-known Aosta Valley.
And if you like our video, do not forget to like it, subscribe and activate notifications so that you know when we upload a new video.
Having explored the mythical Dolomites, where we'll definitely return, since there are still places left to visit, we now continue our road trip across the Italian Alps, traveling east to west across northern Italy. We tried to stick to highways as much as possible, since, as we mentioned at the beginning of our Dolomites adventure, Italy's secondary roads are not in the best condition. This brought us to Pont Saint Martin, the gateway to the Aosta Valley. The most iconic monument in this village is a spectacular Roman bridge, 23 meters high and 5 meters wide in a single stone arch. Until 1831, it was the only way travelers could cross into the valley. With the sight of that extraordinary bridge, we entered the Aosta Valley, beginning with the Gressoney Valley, also known as the Lys Valley, which starts in Pont Saint Martin and follows the course of the Lys River all the way to the Monte Rosa Massif, where you'll find the highest mountain refuge in Europe, located at 4,500 meters. As we explored this valley, we discovered picturesque Walser villages that have preserved the traditions, language, and architecture of their ancestors. The Walsers are a people of Germanic origin who arrived here in the late Middle Ages from the Upper Valais region, bringing with them their customs and their own language, known as Titch. During the drive, we checked the weather forecast for the end of the valley and, since heavy rain was expected, we decided to stop in Gressoney Saint Jean, a tourist town with a large network of hotels, located at nearly 1,400 meters above sea level and dominated by the Savoy Castle, which was built in the late 19th century as a summer residence for Queen Margrethe of Savoy. From Gressoney Saint Jean, we began exploring the different villages of the valley, starting with Gaby. Gaby is a small village with just over 400 inhabitants, located at about 1,000 meters above sea level. One of Gaby's defining features is the presence of rascard houses, traditional wooden buildings of Franco-Provençal origin that are commonly found here, along with other constructions made entirely of stone. We had planned a short hike from Gaby to the Nile waterfalls, but the trail was impassable due to the rain. Instead, we took a pleasant walk through the village streets, and along the way we came across the church of St. Michael the Archangel, a small but beautiful church that was rebuilt in the late 19th century. After that brief but lovely walk through Gaby, we continued along the Lys Valley and soon arrived in Issime. Issime is located at about 950 meters and was historically significant. In the 16th century, during the rule of the House of Valois, the regional court was located here. In a small park by the roadside, we found a touching statue of two Jewish children, aged 7 and 12, who were arrested on December 7, 1943, and murdered along with their mother on February 26, 1944, upon their arrival at Auschwitz. A must-see in Issime is the Church of St. James. Outside, you'll find 15 beautiful chapels decorated with scenes from the Rosary. On the church's facade, there's an impressive fresco depicting the Last Judgment. Inside, you can admire a stunning altar dating back to the year 1600, carved entirely from wood and inlaid with gold. After our visit to Issime, we continued our journey through the valley and soon arrived at Fontainemore. Fontainemore, located at about 760 meters, is home to one of the most iconic scenes in the Lys Valley: a single-arch medieval bridge, 22 meters wide, and the Church of St. Anthony, an architectural duo framed by majestic mountains that makes the village incredibly photogenic. This has earned Fontainemore a spot on the list of the most beautiful villages in Italy. The village is made up of several well-preserved hamlets, and its name comes from an old spring, Pont Saint Martin, or the Fountain of Saint Maur, a monk who came to the village and, after praying in a small square, caused the spring to flow. Crossing the famous stone bridge, which dates back to at least the 17th century, we arrived at the Church of St. Anthony, built in 1494. Unfortunately, it was closed, so we wandered around the church area instead, enjoying panoramic views of the village and the rushing waters of the Lys River, which we crossed once more to admire the traditional architecture of Fontainemore. After our visit to this picturesque and photogenic village, we wrapped up our valley journey in Lillianes. Lillianes is the first inhabited village you encounter when driving up the Lys Valley Road, sitting at about 650 meters. Like Fontainemore, it features a beautiful stone bridge, the only one in the Aosta Valley with 4 arches, built in 1733 to connect both sides of the river. This stone bridge leads to the Church of St. Roch, which dates back to the early 17th century. Its bell tower, originally built in the 15th century, was rebuilt 2 centuries later. And so, in Lillianes, we concluded our tour of the Lys Valley, but not of the Aosta Valley. As we mentioned at the beginning, this region is far less crowded than the Dolomites, but our first impression is that we're really going to enjoy everything it has to offer.